Hello everyone and thanks for watching Edupedia World videos. Well, I am S.K. Puri, your faculty for organization behavior. Today we will be taking up the subject of personality. What is personality and how it is connected to organization behavior? It is quite an important topic of organization behavior. Now, let us understand how it is important and what are the various topics of this particular area of personality. Well, let me first define the learning objectives. You see, normally it is customary that we must define that after this video, what will be the learning to you. The main purpose is not teaching, but the main purpose is that the learning should take place. And we must identify what will be the learning out of this video. Well, I have very clearly defined that after this lesson, you should be able to understand following 7 things. Let me tell you those 7 things one by one. Number 1, explain the factors that determine an individual personality. Number 2, types of personality. That means how many types of personalities are there in this world, category wise. So many categories have been made, we will discuss that. Number 3, various well-known personality theories or models. The 2 famous models, which are namely MBTI Model of personality and Big 5 Model of personality, will be discussed in detail. Number 4, how do you measure or assess the personality, which is very much essential for our work in the organization. Number 5, major personality attributes influencing organization behavior. Means how our topic of personality is connected to organization behavior. What are the various areas where it is influencing organization behavior. Number 6, achieving personality fit. The personality fit theory will be dealt. And last but not the least, how the change of personality takes place. Before we begin everything, it is always essential that we define what we are talking about. The definition is a must, so that we understand what is that thing which we will talk. So let us define personality. I have chosen 2 definitions because they explain in short, give the meaning of personality. Number 1 definition is, personality is the sum total of ways in which an individual reacts to and interacts with others. Another definition I have taken is, personality may be understood as the characteristic pattern of behavior and modes of thinking and determine a person's adjustment to the environment. From these definitions you can say that personality comes from within, but personality is shown to the outer world, that how you are interacting with the world. This is the way people see you. There is a characteristic pattern everybody is having of his modes of behavior, the patterns of behavior or thinking pattern. Thinking pattern determines the behavior pattern. So understanding the thinking and the behavior total will be the study of personality. Now When we start studying personality, we have so many questions coming to our mind. And these are the questions which will be answered during the course of this video. It is a very good practice that before you start the study of a chapter, you have in your mind questions which you want to resolve during the study of the chapter. By this method, first you arouse that particular curiosity is generated in you by the questions that you have in my mind. Now, what are the questions which are coming? To my mind, these are the questions came up when I started study of the chapter of personality. Let me deal with them one by one. I have a question. Why are some people quiet and passive and others are loud and aggressive? Number two question is, are certain types better adjusted to certain job types? Means, is it that certain personalities are more adjusted to some type of job and not in other types of jobs? My third question is, can personality change over time? Is it that personality is fixed? Is it put in stone that you can't change? How it is to be changed? Next question is, do we require all kinds of personalities in a team? When I make team for a particular job, do I require only one kind of personality or various kinds of personality? How is it training and development help in personality grooming? Then we have certain questions like, can we assess or measure personality? Is there any measurement of personality in its various dimensions? Then what are the different kinds of personality? Well, with these questions we start the topic today. Our first subset of the chapter is personality determinants. What determines personality? There are three. Basically, there are three. The first one, very clearly known to us, is heredity. Heredity is something which takes place at the conception. These factors are determined at conception. When we study children who are twins, who are separated at birth, they inherit the same genetic characteristics, but they are separated. They are siblings. So that genetic factors will be determined because they had the same genetics. The second factor that we will consider is the environmental factor, which is the culture that we are raised, our early conditioning in our childhood, the norms of our family where we were reared up, our friends, social groups, and other influences that we had experiences. So our environment and experiences are definitely determining our personality, and it will differentiate when the genetics is same. The third important determinant of personality is situation. We have very clearly seen that an individual's personality, although generally stable and consistent, does change in different situations, different demands of the situation. Supposing I am now put in military, my personality will change because of the demands. I am in research and development department where I have to do research, and I am certainly put in marketing department or sales department. Then the demands of the situation demands that I must change my personality. So there are three factors, the three determinants: heredity, environmental factor, and situation. Now let us come to the topic of what are the different types of personalities. Basically, we are talking of two categories. One is introvert versus extrovert personalities. Introverts are those people who draw energy sitting alone. They like quiet for concentration, work contented alone. Whereas extroverts, they draw energy by meeting people. So extroverts, they like variety and action. Act quickly, sometimes without thinking. Likes to have people around. There is a fundamental difference. And I have seen this. When you see a small child, you can very well predict whether the child will be introvert or extrovert. An introvert child will have his eyes fixed at one point and then fixed at another point, but will not be go on moving. But an extrovert child will be always moving his eyes. He is extrovert in nature. It is seen that the first sight love is most often taken by extroverts. They are ready to take some action and they're quick in it. Introverts will take lots of questions before they fall in love. The second consideration, or the second thing that we talk about, type A and type B personality. Type A personalities are very competitive in nature, hastiness, aggressiveness. They have impatience. They cannot have patience. They are very assertive, restless. Punctuality is their norm, and they are always seeking attention. This type is the one who likes adrenaline to flow in their blood. They are always competing. They want action. And some people say type A people are more prone to heart problems. Well, I can't enter into the medical field as such, but type A personalities are always running. They're competing. Type B people, on the other hand, are non-competitive, placid and patient and relaxed, and they enjoy routine. Now, having understood these two categories of personalities, let us come to the theories of personality, or the models which are famous. There are two famous models for explaining the personality and its dimensions. One is trait theory and the other is MBTI model. Trait theory is the famous theory that is called Big Five theory, and it takes big five basic personality variables or dimensions, and that is why it is named as Big Five theory model. The second model is MBTI model. MBTI, the full form is Myers and Briggs Type Indicator Model. It is essentially questions that ask people how they usually feel or act in particular situations. They will give them lots of situations, and they will ask, how would you act in this situation? About 100 questions they will ask them. And then from those answers, it will tap 4 characteristics and then classify people into one of the 60 personality types. Let us deal with these two models little detail. Well, talking about the traits, you very well know that certain people are shy, others are not shy. We say he's a shy boy or a shy girl. And we say because he's a shy boy or a girl, how will he find his partner? A shy boy may have difficulty in getting his girlfriend. There are people who are aggressive, submissive, lazy, ambitious, loyal, timid. So these are the traits we are commonly seeing. Why I am talking about traits? Because when we enter into the trait theory, or the 5 big personality traits, we must understand what is trait. So these are some of the examples of personality traits. Now, MBTI looks into these characteristics through questions. There are 4 types of characteristics which they are looking into while finding out the personality types. Number 1 is extroversion versus introversion. Second is whether the person is very sensing type, means senses through the 5 senses, or he is intuitive type. Sensing type are very practical and prefer order. Whereas intuitive type people rely on their inner knowledge, on their intuition, and they look at a very big picture. These two types of people I see very differently. The intuitive type people, they use their intuition quite a lot in decision making. We have discussed this particular thing in the chapter of decision making. So you can see there is a difference of these two types of people. Then third is that there are thinking people, very logical people, but the other type of people who are more relying on feeling and emotion. The fourth is judging or structure, judgmental type, and vis-a-vis perceiving, or those people who are spontaneous and flexible. They are not very much into judging by questioning, but they are perceiving spontaneously. These are the four which are being used by MBTI. Now that Big Five model, they are using 5 basic dimensions or characteristics for defining a personality. What are these 5 big dimensions? Number 1, extroversion. Extroversion means that same thing, it is deriving from the word extrovert. Extrovert means on the continuing from totally introvert to extrovert, extroversion will be higher for extroverts. Extroversion means how much sociable and assertive, comfortable level with the relationship. Second is agreeableness. People who are good-natured, cooperative and trusting, they believe in collaboration and they have a trust. So the agreeableness will be more. Third is consciousness. Consciousness is that you feel responsible, reliable, responsible, organized, dependable, persistent. Number 4 is openness to experience. Those people who are ready for experiencing more, their imagination, they're sensitive, their curiosity is there to know more, to experience more. Number 5, which it talks very importantly, is emotional stability, means resilience against stress, to withstand stress management. Surprisingly, I read the case study of Indra Nooyi, the CEO of Pepsi, and she had scored high on all the personality dimensions of the Big Five model. So some examples, they are more proving that the 5 big model is quite accurate. So let us now go further. Big Five model and the job performance. Organization field will examine all the theories very minutely, and no theory is perfect. This we must say. It is not that the Big Five theory is better than MBTI. So we must, let us say, understand and critically look at the Big Five model and the job performance. Extroverts. Now, first characteristic of extroverts. Extroverts definitely tend to be happier, perform better on jobs that require interaction, but more impulsive and engage in more risky behavior. So these extroverts are very good in jobs which require interaction. But supposing there is a job where risk is not to be taken, extroverts will be dangerous. So they are more prone for impulsive and risky behavior. So probably in certain places when introvert is required, extrovert may take a risky behavior. And that is why in a team, I always prefer and I always tell people that we should have introverts also in the team who will protect us from taking any bad decision which is very risky. The second dimension is agreeable people. Now, agreeable people are more liked and so good in interpersonal jobs, but poor in negotiators. They are very good in, supposing I want to have a negotiator or mediator, then these people will not be good. They will be very good in interpersonal jobs where they have to develop affiliation. So the consciousness, that dimension is that how much diligent you are, and it is more consistent related to job performance. They are conscious, well organized, dependable, persistent, high standards. They strive to achieve goals. They are very high standard people. They prefer quality of job rather than the quantity. Narayan Murthy is one of them whose consciousness level is very high. they live longer. Why they live longer? Because they are so conscious that they will take care of themselves, but are too structured to adopt changing context, artistically less creative. These people are so fixed and structured, they will not be creative, changing the context or adaptable. So where artistic things are required and non-structured things are required, these people will be too much structured. Now let us talk of emotional stability. Emotional stability in any case I feel is required in any job. And these people are happier, satisfaction, job satisfaction. They have low stress levels because they know stress management better. Their emotional stability is there. They don't get panicky or depressed or agitated or irritated. Openness to experience. The people who are having this is high, they are experiencing new things. They would like to enter into new things. They are more creative in science and art together. They are able to shift science and art together. They shift science from art means combining science and art. Creativity is important to leadership, more comfortable with ambiguity and change. So openness to experience is a quality where the person has got the ability to mix science with art. The Big Five model and job performance. Extroverts tend to be happier, perform better on jobs that require interaction, but are more impulsive and engage in more risky behavior that we have already seen. Agreeable people are more liked and so liked in interpersonal jobs, but poor negotiators. We have seen that. We have seen that we require both introverts and extroverts in a team, and both kinds are useful for organizational excellence. It is not that introverts are not required. This was a very bad impression earlier some people had. We require introverts in the team as much as extroverts, as I already explained, and even our Mahatma Gandhi was introvert. Introverts have their special importance, and in fact many of the great people were introverts. So do not think that we need only extroverts in the teams or for the excellence of the organization. Now, the next subtitle is Measurement and Assessment of Personality. We use assessment in organization at various places, like screening. Supposing I have to screen introverts from extroverts, people who are good in thinking type or feeling type. Then selection, I use the personality test. Succession planning, career planning, team building, management development, all this I use. In team building, it is very important that I have various kinds of personalities so that they complement each other in their skills and thinking pattern. How do you measure personality? There are 4 methods to measure personality. One is self-report surveys. They report themselves what sort of personality. In this, they can be a fake good. They can rate themselves as good when they are not good. That is the deficiency of this particular method. The second method is observer. The observer rates the survey, and it is a better predictor of success on the job. The third is Roche-Inblot test, which is very important, and I will tell you more about it in the following slide. Third is TAT, thematic approach to test, where you have seen in the military while taking the people, they show them some photos or drawings, and then they ask them what do they see in that picture. So when they explain, then their personality type is found from there. A Roche-Inblot test is a test which I am showing in the next slide, that you put some ink drop and fold the paper. When you fold the paper, a picture like this will come. This is called ink blot test. That when a picture like this comes, then we ask the person, what do you see? Somebody may see 2 hips here. Somebody may see 2 people talking here. Somebody may see 2 trees here. So depending on their personality, they will perceive it differently. Now, where are the personality attributes influencing organization behavior? These are the 6. One is locus of control. According to the personality, some people are having inner locus of control and some people are having outer locus of control. Locus of control means if I have inner locus of control, I will believe that my control is inside. Outer locus of control means the others, the situations or the things are controlling me. The degree to which people believe they are masters of their own fate is the inner locus of control. Machiavellism, the word has come from Machiavelli. Machiavelli was a great behavior scientist, and he believed that main thing is to achieve the goal. How do you achieve the goal? Doesn't matter. Degree to which an individual maintains emotional distance and believes that ends justify the means. So these Machiavelli people who are high in Machiavellism, the scale is 0 to 10. Supposing you are 9 or 8, means you do not bother about the means. You may involve yourself in unethical means also. You will not bother. You will have emotional distance from how you are attaining it. So manipulation you may do more. This is also a degree to which you should see that how much Machiavellism is there, that cleverness, that political skill that man will have to manipulate people. Self-esteem is very important. It relates to self-confidence. People who do not walk erect, talk or sit properly, they are seen to have less self-esteem. Means they feel they are not okay within. They are not good enough. Their esteem is low. We don't prefer these people. Self-monitoring are the people who are self-aware and they are regulating themselves. That means they have the self-regulation, self-aware and self-reflection and relationship skills, and hence these people are very good in managing their personality. Risk-taking, we require people who are able to take risk. The word entrepreneurship is known to you. Now here the word intrapreneurship is used. Intrapreneurship people are those people who are ready to go into new technology, new field, new product or development of the product. So these entrepreneur people are very precious people for the company. They don't want to lose them. They will become outside an entrepreneur. So these people are given chance to develop new products or become innovative. They are very dedicated and they are valuable assets for the organization. In this we can refer to Maclellan theory of needs, where he said that person has got 3 types of needs: need for affiliation, need for power and need for achievement. This type of people are having more need for achievement. Type A and Type B personality we have already discussed. Now personality job fit theory is that there is a fitment for the job. This was given by John Holland, and he gave personality job fit theory. It has a notion of fit between individual's personality and his occupational environment. He said that let us first see that whether the person is having a personality fit for the job. It has got some fault. I have seen even extroverts working in research and development department. I have seen introverts, they work in marketing and they by training and by profession they become extrovert. So basically fundamentally they were introvert, but they got fitted into marketing and by training and profession they became extrovert. So they have both the types of personalities within them as per the situation. So there is some criticism for this. But definitely this theory is taken into account while fitting people for the job, and we do relate the job fitment with the personality while selecting people. At the same time we can see the potentiality of the man. So basically the third paragraph gives the essence of it, that we should be more looking into whether the personality will fit into the culture of our organization instead of looking too much into the characteristics of the person. If I see that the person whom I am recruiting will fit into my culture, it is okay. Once I give him the job, he will adjust. So the present feeling is, presently it is felt that an organization faces a dynamic and a changing environment. We are presently into a very changing environment and requires employees who are able to readily change tasks and move fluidly between teams. It is probably more important that employees' personalities fit with the overall organization culture than the characteristic of any specific. So we should see whether the person will fit into our culture instead of too much looking into the characteristics requiring of the job. So let us come to the contemporary thought on personality and behavior. The neurologists, the scientists have found the concept of neuroplasticity, that human brain is very malleable and it can change. Once you start changing your thinking pattern and behavior pattern, even your neuropaths, they change in the brain. So life experiences shapes your brain and personality at a neural level. So it concludes that each of us has the ability to reshape our brains and influence our individuality by simple cognitive and behavior choices we make each day. If I decide that I will have behavior change and cognitive change, my thinking pattern, my old thought pattern to be dropped, my brain will change. So mindset is not fixed and individually is not hardwired. So neurogenesis and neuroplasticity offers each one of us a fresh start every day. So we are all malleable, we can change. This is how the last comment I wanted to say about the contemporary thinking on our behavior and thinking pattern and thought processes. So neuroplasticity is important when we study the personality. Well, thank you very much for listening to me and watching the video. I hope you have understood the various aspects of personality and its theories and the various characteristics and how it is related to organization behavior. I again thank you and I ask you to visit for more videos. Log on to www.edupediaworld.com. Thank you again.